All right, I'm going to do your 15-minute spiritual healing now. So I'm just going to relax and then we'll see where spirit takes us, okay? Okay. So I see a woman wearing it's very heavy. It's like a padded body. She's inside of you could zip it and then take it off, but it's like a padded body of a very robust woman. It's like a fake bodysuit. You're stretching your arms into it so your hands come through the sleeves. And it's really tight around your neck, and now you're starting to feel comfortable or at a home in this bodysuit. I mean, it's suctioned to you, so it looks like it is you, but it is not you. I see workers or builders in the background, like building the frame of a house. You're somehow merged or a part of the scene while simultaneously in your own world. But how they have the house frame, there's like a big triangle here, and you're sort of suspended in between in the triangle, and then all these other parts of the house, wooden pieces that are building the house. You're just suspended there. It's kind of strange. It's like usually you would see an angel suspended and all this light going in all these different directions, and then there's a geometric shape of a triangle, and then there's just a rectangle, but there's just all this light, and you're in the center. You're the centerpiece. But in the centerpiece of a house frame, we see a woman's suction inside of a very robust woman's body in a suit. I mean, like the curvature of the breasts are there and everything, but it's all made out of padding, and you're suspended like but there's no light coming from you. There's nothing. It's like, where's the glory moment? It's a fake bodysuit and house trusses and stuff. It just we're trying to get through this. I'm looking at a black. All right, so we have a picture that's been burnt, and there's something black sort of dispersing from it, and it's like I gotta take a sharp object and keep going puncture, 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 puncture while this thing is burning. The picture is burning, and then it's getting burnt from the center and then spreading out. It's getting so burnt and charred that now I could puncture through it, and there's just like an ash, just ashing away. It has the look of an eye as well. Looks like a really weird eye, made out of a burnt photograph, and then the pupil is, from puncturing through it. I'm going deeper and deeper through the layers or behind the scenes of you. We're going deeper still. There's a sensation of flying through just scenes. What are the scenes? Well, they're mirages of colors, basically, going further and further through. What is like going through membranes and trying to get almost swimming through membranes in a way to get to the deeper part of you. And something of a zipper or something is sort of cinchered together, and trying to get through that and get into this other space. There's a blubberiness, and it's very strange. There's an energetic hand that it also is trying to get through, and I don't know what this would be like. A tennis ball made out of jelly, and it could be squishy. It's not being squished, but it's perfect. I mean, I could look through it like a crystal ball, a crystal ball made out of glass. So it's just completely crystal clear. But there's a glow to it. It's kind of like body tissue in a way, and there's a light kind of coming through it as well. Hand is inside of a membrane holding this thing at the end. It's almost weird. It's like, this is going to be weird imagery, but hand goes through female womb into fallopian tubes, comes out, and now I'm holding the egg sac. It's kind of weird like that. I'm just pausing to allow the scene to process through. There is a stalled out, not much energy right now as it's processing. There's the essence of a lasso going around the wrist and ropes holding onto the wrist and trying to pull it up, but it is not going anywhere. The hand in this is not going anywhere. Everything is starting to turn to black and die. The tissues, the hand, everything. Even the hand wants to drop the ball. Everything feels like it was all wrong. And Spirit says, why was it wrong, though? When everything seemed to be so right and felt so right, you have to trust that it was right. You can't just go in a direction and suddenly get there and maybe it wasn't the right outcome, so you know, now be really hard on yourself about it. You actually did everything right. When you choose to go in a direction, you trust in that. Sometimes we win the lottery and sometimes we don't. Sometimes we really wish we wouldn't have played that hand, you know, but we have to just be thankful and feel blessed by the choices we make in the directions that we go, because they are always correct. Sometimes we hit sort of a node in life where it feels like everything is falling apart, but that is actually as it's supposed to be. Things fall apart because they go through a rebirth of their reflection and their identity. Life gets hard, it gets bitter, it challenges you. When you get to the other side of it, you look back and say, oh my gosh, look at how much I've grown from this. Sometimes life gives you a lot of these types of experiences, and after a while they get to feeling really old and you wonder, why do I keep getting sucked into this pattern? But Spirit is saying that everything about this is right, and it's beautiful and it's good. They're showing me literally, it doesn't look very pretty. It looks like the disintegration of body, and it's getting rotted out and it's turning black and it's dying. Everything is dying. The hand just wishes it never would have done this. It doesn't know why it had to hold the egg. It doesn't know why it had to do all of this. And now it regrets it. It regrets it big time. Because now it's stuck and in a state of suffering. Even a screaming in the head type of sound. Looking through the eye of it all. There is a face and it just, like, you know, the mouth is open and the sound of screaming is in the head, but nothing is actually coming out of the mouth. Like this. It just... And in the face is also an eye. There's a scene of a lot of burden coming. I mean, is that true? Is there a lot of burden, or is it the ego feeling burdened? Is this sometimes the ego inspires us to feel burdened because the ego tries to maintain sanity by inspiring us to feel a lot of different things. Basically, I have a scene with you going, ah, you know, but the mouth is open, nothing is coming out, and the echo in the head, and then it just seems like tyranny is manifesting on the horizon, and it's looking at you, and it's coming towards you with big hands that are just going to rip your life to shreds, and it's doing ding 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 ding. It's like little fighter ships going ding 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 at you, you know, it's just trying to destroy you. What is this actually? Is it the breakdown of ego? Is life really destroying you? Are you being reborn? It's sort of like labor too is not a very pleasant warm and cozy experience. But it is the only way. It gets harder and harder and harder the closer you get to having the baby. But once the baby is born, the body is able to find relief, massive, massive relief from that. So that too is what rebirth can be like as a human being. Raising your vibration, you're going to have pitfalls along the way, because it's the only way to solidify, to raise your vibration, to go beyond ego, to you're going to have stumbly blups along the way. Everything, it feels, I mean, as I'm talking, stuff happens. And so there's energy shifting. It's feeling very positive. This conversation is really important for you. And it's already creating energy changes as well. Specifically around the mental body and thought processes and perceptive experience. It's like, oh, I need to just let go of this. I need to just get out of the bodysuit and just be me. And sometimes I'm not really sure who me is. And the only way you're going to find out is when you let go of the heavy weight. That's not even your weight. It's not even you. You're a normal sized person stepped into the body of like a 500-pound woman in a fake bodysuit made out of padding and such, and you're suctioning it to your body as if it is your own body, and now you're suspending yourself up trying to find glory, and there's no glory to behold. This isn't you. This is not you. You have to let this go. You have to let this weight go. And it is overwhelming. It is a lot of overwhelming weight. It's hard to take this off as well. We're working on it. It's really hard to take off. It's almost as if you have adopted it as your new reflection. Heavy weight. And it's fake weight. It's not real weight. It's pretend weight. It's illusionary. It's a bodysuit. Just unzip it, step out of it. But you're really holding on to this. You say, I can't seem to let it go. And you're crying. I mean, this part of you feels like a failure about something. It feels very deep and emotional about something. But it just won't, it just keeps holding on to whatever this is. Sort of like, well, if you're going to hold on and be upset with yourself, now we can understand why the horizon of fighter ships is now descending upon you and life is just getting worse and worse and worse. Don't let yourself fall into that abyss of the mind and emotions, because it will just make everything look worse and feel worse and be worse. This, whatever this is something, is a big deal to you, and something you would even burden yourself. You would actually choose to wear the burden and just accept it, is what this is. And you're basically saying, I don't know how to get out of this. I can't undo this. I can't get out of this. This is part of my reality. This is part of me. And I'm saying, no, it's not a part of you. Why are you saying it's a part of you? This is something, a big thing. This would be like I don't know, something that you have been, a really heavy feeling that you've had about something in your life for years of your life even. Something, some annoying wiggle worm of your life that has been a real part of your life learning and a real part of what has inspired you to feel like yourself. And so because it has inspired you to feel like this is you, now it is a part of you, right? Now you do wear the burden. It isn't who you are. how do you discover that this is not who you are? And how do you discover who you actually are on the inside of all of this? How do you discover that? You have to acknowledge that this whatever this thing is not who you are. And then you tell spirit, I am acknowledging that this isn't the real me. I'm trying to find the real me in all of this. And I want to remove myself from this heavy burden that I carry. I don't need to carry it anymore, and I'm not exactly sure how to let it go. They're showcasing what is coming forward and choosing to be at peace and love and acceptance of yourself, and be in rejoice that you have discovered this. And this is something like the building blocks of what has created you kind of thing now staring you in the face. And there's so many years and memories associated with this that you don't have a clue how to detach from it. It is told you that this is actually who you are, and it's not the real you. It has been sort of a burdensome side of your life that seems to be a burden that you have to just carry. Now, find rejoice. If you keep sinking back into all the memories of whatever this is, it's going to feel like a really heavy burden. You're not going to have a clue how to let go. So just be at peace with it. Tell spirit every day, this is the one thing I keep noticing and I need to work on this. And I would really like you to help me remove the weight of this experience. I really want to showcase who I am. Not for myself. I would really like to see who I am underneath the skin of all of this. And I would like to shine that for the world, because within all of this, I am a loving person. I'm a beautiful person. I'm a good person. And that's who I want to be for myself and for the world, for those I love around me, etc. I want to be me. A lot of us, we try and be me all the time, but we don't realize all the ways life just constructs me. Life just inspires, the entire experience, the entire roadway of life, how it shapes and molds and develops your persona. So really, who are you? Truly, what are you? What are you? Who are you? What is me? I mean, you could spend an entire lifetime trying to get through what is me, and just keep going with it. You notice a wiggle worm, something you need to work on. So now we see it, acknowledge it, get excited about it, because it's time to work on it and let it go so you can be even more you and a happier version of you. It's important. So that's all I can share for right now, Leanne. I'm just separating and disconnecting from your spiritual atmosphere now. This energy work should give you a boost. It should give you a new perspective on who you are and the journey you're on, and give you some ideas on how you can really grow from here and raise your vibration. You see what happens when you raise your vibration? Now you start to see new things about yourself, and they get vulnerable, or you get challenged with it. And then there's the easy road out, that it's just life sucks, and we just start feeling burdened by it all. Like, why can't it just be easy already? Why do I have to keep working on stuff? Can't I just have a good life already? It's not meant. Life is meant, a lot of people are meant to start looking at things and constantly being reborn over and over and over and over and over again. That's human ascension. That's humanity right now. It's going through a constant rebirth over and over again, and it just is hard all the time. Right when you think you seized the day, now you have something new to work on. And it's a good thing, because you're going through a state of self-discovery, and you're constantly making yourself better and letting go. How do we ascend? What is ascension? It's letting go of the density of our reflections. If you want to look at it as going from 3D reality to a 4D reality or 5D reality, there's never going to be a perception that we're actually getting lighter. But we are getting lighter because we're letting go of more of the pain and suffering of our soul journey, of past lives, of everything that has gotten smushed into the cookie of today that is now your life. And so we have to keep letting go. We have to keep shedding the skins. We have to keep doing this so that we can continue to ascend beyond 3D into 4D and 5D. Are we going to be souls we would be way lighter bodies in these realities, versions of reality, than we are right now. Right now, we wouldn't be able to see 5D because of our density. But in 5D, we have different perceptions of everything else. It's like, how come we can't see angels? Because their density is much different than our own. So angels are also physical in their own reality of density. There's something to this message for you of just continue to shed the skins, continue to let it go, and you're doing a great job so far. This is a new thing for you to work on. You have to have noticed yourself really maybe in a pickle, really thinking about things, really noticing something that's kind of been on your nerves, and it's really smacking you in the face, and it's hard not to see it. And now is this the time to just say that I do acknowledge it. I don't have a clue. I'm really pissed off about it, or I'm frustrated about it. I feel overwhelmed by it. I feel like I have no clue how to get past this. You just acknowledge your challenge. Acknowledge what it is. You acknowledge what is challenging you about it. And then you start allowing yourself to just be in acceptance that it is there. And then work with the higher spiritual realm in order to let go of it. Through acceptance and letting go and acknowledging it is not who and what you are. So that's all I can say. All right, thank you, Leanne, for this experience. I'll be curious to see what you think about this. And for those of you watching, if you're interested in experiencing spiritual healing or psychic wisdom with me, I would love to touch your life. Please visit my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting my channel.